Hello, welcome to Promac Vocabulary Learning Session. I am Narsi Reddy. I am the Director of Promac, a GRE TOEFL IELTS Training Center. So today I will be explaining some words. Whenever I explain a word, I explain related words, synonyms, antonyms, and also some words that are sounding very similar. Today's session we will cover some words starting with letter A. So let's start our session with the first word, abuse. Abuse is a type of speech which is very critical speech or critical comments. Whenever somebody is criticizing us, so especially if they use some bad language, if they express certain bad opinion, they use some vulgar language, etc., that's called abuse. That person abused me. He used abusive language. So abuse or abusive is vulgar, criticizing speech, generally using bad language. Abuse also has a meaning called misuse. Abuse of power, abuse of money, abuse of a substance, abuse of alcohol. So abuse is also misuse. When we take abuse in the meaning of criticizing speech, we could learn many connected words. Somebody does a mistake. When somebody does a mistake, I use very harsh language with them. Mister, I am telling you, please don't do this mistake. If you do this mistake, I will punish you. Then that is what is called scolding a person or warning a person. When I say I scolded, today my daughter did some silly mistake and I scolded my daughter and warned her not to do it again. So scolding or warning is a type of criticizing speech, but it is lower than what we call abuse. Abuse is really severe criticism. When we take a word scolding or warning, in the meaning of scolding or warning, we can learn many words. Admonish, chide, chastise, rebuke, reprimand, reproof, etc. So chide, chastise, rebuke, reprimand, reproof, admonish. All these words are a type of criticizing speech, but generally of not very high intensity. Today I committed a small error and my teacher admonished me for committing that error and told me not to do it again. Today I did a mistake and my boss rebuked me for doing that mistake. So admonish, chide, chastise, rebuke, reprimand, reproof. All these are scolding or warning. Somebody does a mistake which is very big, or the other person becomes very angry, then they criticize you with very bad language. They show all their anger, frustration, emotions on you. Then that is called abuse. So abuse has many synonyms. You will observe in life, whenever there is a word with a slightly negative meaning, it will have more synonyms than words with positive meanings, because words are also like human beings. people who are a little bit bad have more friends than people who are very, very good and saintly. So, abuse. Abuse can be taken as a synonym of animadversion, tirade, invective, diatribe, lambast, vitriolic, there are also some more words I will write again: abuse, animadversion, tirade, invective, diatribe, lambast, vitriolic, and some more words like broadside, pot shots, inveigh, censure, castigate. All these words, abuse, animadversion, tirade, invective, diatribe, lambast, pot shots, broadside, inveigh, vitriolic, censure, castigate. All these words are taken in the meaning of a type of speech or communication which is very, very, very critical, generally with very harsh language, which is very, very hurting speech, or maybe using bad language. Severe criticism. If you see the word castigate in dictionaries, the word castigate is given as severe punishment with words. What does severe punishment with words mean? Scolding a person or using very, very negative comments about a person. One word I have written, vitriolic. Somebody made very, very vitriolic comments about my company. The word vitriolic comes from vitriol. If you remember your elementary school science, sulfuric acid is also called vitriol. So when we say vitriolic speech, what is vitriolic speech? When a person is talking, you have a feeling as if that person is throwing sulfuric acid on you. It is as harsh as an acid. So that's how the word vitriolic comments or vitriolic speech comes. One word here we have discussed, which is a word called inveigh. Inveigh is severe criticism or criticizing speech. The word inveigh sounds very, very, very similar to one more word, inveigle. Inveigle, wheedle, cajole, coax. All these four can be taken as broadly similar in meaning. However, inveigle and wheedle are used in a slightly negative tone. Cajole or coax can be used generally in a slightly positive tone or not very negative tone. What's cajoling and coaxing? I have a daughter. Today my daughter doesn't want to go to school for some reason. Then I want to convince her, okay my darling, if you go to school, I'll give you a chocolate. If you get first rank or top grades in this class, I will buy you a bike. If you do this homework, I will take you to a movie this weekend. So I give some incentive for doing something and I convince the person to do something. I am running a business. You come to me and ask me, hey mister, tell me why I should buy your product. Then I say, see, my product is so great. My product is so efficient. If you buy this product, I will give you a discount. If you buy this product, I will give you a free gift. All this is fair. These are all fair and good methods to sell your product. I am cajoling my customer to buy my product. I am coaxing my customer to buy my product. So cajole or coax is to convince or persuade a person to do something. Convince or persuade a person to do something is what is called cajole or coax. Inveigle and wheedle are also convincing someone to do something. But sometimes you convince a person through some inappropriate or immoral methods. They cannot be called perfectly fair methods. I am a businessman. I am running a business. I have a product. You come and ask me, hey, can you tell me why I should buy my product? Hey, what are you asking? We are from the same town. We are neighbors. We are related. We are from the same community. If we don't help each other, we will help us. Okay, I am your friend, so you should buy my product. I am your relative, so you have to come to my shop. So I convince a person by a immoral, inappropriate, or sometimes blackmailing kind of a method. Okay, if you don't do this, I will punish you like this. If you don't buy my product, I will also not buy your product. So you are doing emotional blackmail of a person and making him do something. Or you are forcing a person to do something, convincing a person to do something in a inappropriate or immoral manner. That is called wheedle, inveigle. Here we have discussed a word called abuse. The word abuse I have also explained, it also has a meaning called misuse. And abuse sounds very similar to another word called disabuse. In one of the previous lectures I have explained, disabuse has got nothing to do with both the meanings of abuse. So disabuse is to clear a wrong impression of a person, to lead a person in the correct path, to stop somebody from getting cheated or committing an error. We are learning a word called abuse or abusive comments, and from abuse I have explained some synonyms. There are some people who are very intelligent. They criticize, but they criticize in a very, very intelligent, indirect way by making it look like as if they are making a joke out of it. So they talk about somebody in a jocular manner. They talk about somebody in an insulting manner. You cannot really say they are abusing you, but in the comment there is a feeling that they are putting you down. They are reducing your dignity. So talking in a manner where you are trying to put down a person, you are trying to reduce a person's level, or you are talking about a person in a laughing manner, you are talking about a person in a insulting manner, then in that meaning we can take derisive, deprecate, disparage, denigrate, condescend, and belittle. Derisive, deprecate, disparage, denigrate, condescend, and belittle. He made very deprecatory remarks about my family. He made disparaging comments about my performance in that exam. He made very denigrating comments and insulting comments about my work. You are belittling me with your behavior. What is belittle? Be is to make. Little is small. So you are making somebody look small. Condescend, descend. What is descend? I am descending the stairs. Descend is to come down. When you are talking in a condescending manner, you are trying to show that that person is low or that person is below you. Derisive. Derisive comes from a root word called risi. Risi means laugh. So, all these words are talking about somebody or something in a manner where you are talking in a laughing manner, insulting manner, ridiculing manner, or trying to put down yourself. Here we have discussed a word called derisive. Derisive is the adjective form. Deride is the verb form. He derided me. What is deride? Deride is to ridicule, to make some laughing comments, to make some insulting comments. He made derisive comments about my shirt. He made derisive comments about my bald head. So you are making derisive means you are ridiculing them or insulting them. From this only you have ridicule. Ridicule is to laugh at someone. So here we have discussed that the word derisive or deride or ridicule, all these words come from something called risible. What is risible? Risible is something that makes you laugh. Risible can be taken as synonyms of many words. Risible, amusing, hilarious, risible, amusing, hilarious, farcical, ludicrous, ridiculous, absurd, etc. So, risible, amusing, hilarious, ridiculous, ludicrous, farcical, absurd. All these words are taken in the meaning of something that makes you laugh, something that is very funny. See, some of these words are used in a positive manner and some of these words are used in a negative manner. I can say, yesterday I went to a play, yesterday I went to a movie, and that movie had many hilarious jokes. That movie had many amusing incidents. So, amusing or hilarious is something that makes you laugh. Something that makes you laugh either because it is something positive, innocent and making you laugh, or something that makes you laugh because it is very strange. But if you see farcical, ludicrous, ridiculous, absurd, all these words are generally used for something that makes you laugh because it is somewhat strange, it is somewhat abnormal, it is somewhat unbelievable. Hey, your hairstyle is ridiculous. Hey, your shirt is ludicrous. Hey, your accent is very ludicrous. Or this behavior is very absurd. This situation is very absurd. So, absurd, ridiculous, ludicrous, farcical. These four words are taken in the meaning of something that makes you laugh because it is very strange, very abnormal, very unbelievable or unrealistic. Risible, of course, could be used either in positive or negative way. Risible is also something that makes you laugh. Here we have discussed a word called hilarious. What is hilarious? Hilarious is something funny, something that makes you laugh. From this word hilarious, you could also take one more word, exhilarate. Exhilarate is a very positive term. Exhilarate comes from a word hilarious. What is hilarious? Hilarious is something that makes you laugh. When you laugh, that means what? You are very happy, you are enjoying, you have pleasure, or you are in a very good mood. So exhilarate. Every day I get up in the morning and take a walk for 5 miles. At that time the weather is very nice and I get fresh air, no traffic. My early morning walk for me is an exhilarating beginning to a good day, an exhilarating beginning. I have been working very hard for the past 6 months, and recently I took a 1-week vacation and I had a very exhilarating vacation. It was an exhilarating experience. What is exhilarating? Exhilarating is anything that makes you very happy, anything that makes you feel pleasant, anything that makes you feel very energetic, very enthusiastic and feel nice. So it was an exhilarating weekend. It was an exhilarating game. It was an exhilarating morning walk. It was an exhilarating family reunion. So exhilarate. We learned about abusive. From abusive, we have taken some of the words that are taken in the meaning of criticizing speech or very bad comments. Let's go to the next word starting with letter A. So we will spend some time in understanding the word accede. Accede is nothing but another way of saying accept. Accept. I had a 2-year-long legal battle with you about this property. But finally today I accede to your claim that you own the property and you have a rightful claim to the property. India acceded the request of that country about trade relationship. Accede. Accede is to agree to something, or accept something. I accede to your claim. I accede to your claim means I accept your claim. So accede is basically a verb form and accept comes from that. How does this word accede come? The word accede comes from a root word called cede. What is cede? There is a country. From this country, a certain part is cut off and made into a separate country. So what do we say? We say this country called Y got ceded from X. Cede is to cut off. Cede is to separate. Or cede is to accept that something is different. I accede your claim. I accede to your claim means what? Both of us have a dispute about a particular item. So A and B are fighting that this item belongs to A, this item belongs to B. After some quarrel, finally A accedes to the claim of B. A says, okay, I agree that you own this property. So I am giving up my claim. I am losing my claim. I am accepting your situation. So cede is to separate or to cut off or to go away. Accede is accepting that something is going away or losing his own claim and accepting somebody else's claim. This word cede is the verb form. From this word cede we have cession. Cession is also to cut off, any separation. The word cession sounds very similar to a word called cess and a word called cesspool. Cess. Government sometimes imposes a tax. Generally, any tax that is imposed by a local body your municipality or your local government or your town council, they have imposed some tax on maybe maintenance of parks or providing public utilities or on education, anything. So, education cess or water cess. So, cess is generally a type of tax that is imposed. If the federal government or the country's government or the provincial government or the state's government imposes, you don't generally call it as cess. Cess is a local body like a municipality or a village council or a town council imposes small taxes for the local facilities, they are called cess. Cesspool. Cesspool is any very dirty pond or ditch kind of a thing which is filled with all sorts of bad things. So, it is like a cesspool. It is like a cesspool means it is filled with lot of bad things like urine and feces and mud and all those dirty things. So, cesspool. In many countries people feel politics is like a cesspool. Even if good people get into politics, they may have to become a little bit bad because of the practical difficulties that exist in politics. Business is like a cesspool. So, it is filled with all sorts of bad practices and bad elements. So, we learned a word called accede. Accede is to accept or to agree to something. The next word we will learn is accelerate. Accelerate, all of you know, everybody must be driving a car or a motorbike or something, and you have what's called accelerator. What's accelerate? Accelerate is to increase the speed or increase the intensity with which something is going or something is happening. Let us accelerate these sessions. Let's go fast. Let's accelerate our business. Let us make it quicker. Let us make it faster. Opposite of accelerate, which is to increase the speed, is decelerate. Decelerate is to reduce the speed or to make something slow. So, accelerate is to increase the speed, decelerate is to decrease the speed. Let us learn the root word from which accelerate or decelerate come. Accelerate and decelerate come from a word called celerity. The root word of accelerate or decelerate is celerity. Celerity means speed or quickness of doing something. Celerity is speed or quickness or fastness of doing something is called celerity. So, quite clear, accelerate to make faster, decelerate to make slower. The word celerity sounds very similar and many people confuse with celery and very similar sounding word celebrity. Celerity is the speed. Celery is a type of vegetable. Most of you must be eating celery sometime or the other. So, celery is a type of vegetable, nothing to explain. Celebrity. Obviously, celebrity comes from celebrated. Who are celebrities? Celebrities are very famous people. Sportsmen, film stars, famous businessmen. Bill Gates is a celebrity. Tom Hanks is a celebrity. Tom Cruise is a celebrity. Julia Roberts is a celebrity. So and so sports star is a celebrity. Tiger Woods is a celebrity. So, celebrity is a very famous person, well-known person, normally a glamorous person. Celebrity is a famous person, well-known person and a glamorous person. In the meaning of a famous, well-known or a glamorous person, there are many words that you can learn. Celebrity, luminary, glitterati, etc. Luminary is also a very famous person. a important person. Glitterati. Glitterati comes from glitter. What is glitter? Glitterati you generally use for all those party crowd, Hollywood stars, models, sportsmen, whom you see in all glamorous pages or glamorous magazines. So glitterati are glamorous people. Glamorous people. The glitterati of Hollywood. So glamorous people, very, very beautiful people, or famous or well-known people who glitter. Glitter is to shine. So all those shining stars, anybody who is a star. As you can observe, we have learnt a word luminary. Luminary is a famous person or a very, very great person. Luminaries of science, Newton, Einstein, etc. are luminaries of science. Luminaries of business. So some of the great people who belong to some very, very well-known business companies or organizations are luminaries of American business. Luminaries of American software industry. Like that we take. The word luminary comes from a word called luminous. So luminous is glowing or shining. So what are luminary? Luminary is a person who is glowing, who is shining. Whenever we see famous people are always followed by photographers. They are always trying to capture what they do, what they are eating, what clothes they are wearing. So whenever you see at Oscar Awards or any of the sporting events, all this Major League or Super Bowl and all these things, you see lots of photographers chasing these famous people. These photographers are called paparazzi. So paparazzi are photographers or cameramen who chase famous people for the purpose of capturing their photos and trying to make them, public so that they can make some money, is called paparazzi. So I hope you are able to understand the method of explanation. Please feel free to write to us your feedback at our mail ID promaccoaching@gmail.com. Also visit us at our website www.promacprep.com. promacprep.com. Thank you very much. Let us meet in the next session and learn some more words.